Welcome, I'm here with Kellen Smith, this year's winner of the 2026 Sam Narron Award. We're at South Johnston High School, where he's played plenty of baseball and made an awesome difference as a student athlete, and it's been a great example for us. Kellen, welcome. It's great to have you here today to celebrate you on your accomplishments, and you're this year's winner of the Sam Narron Award, which we've been doing for over 25 years in the county to award the best baseball player, not only on the field, but off the field, and everything they do from the time they get to school in the morning to that bus ride home with the team. So welcome and congrats again.
Thank you so much. Yeah, it's a great honor. Just getting this award, I'm truly blessed, and all glory to God. So thank you very much.
Awesome. Tell me about how you found out about it a little bit. Who let you know? When did you find out?
Yeah, so I remember I was sitting at home and Coach Parnell actually called me and told me that I was the winner of this award, and we were both excited. He had called my parents, they called me, told me. So it was just a lot of excitement about the whole thing, and like I said, I'm truly honored. Awesome.
And then after that, you went to the Board of Education and you met Mr. Narron, Rooster Narron, and the award's named after his father. But both of them are in our Johnston County Athletic Hall of Fame because they've been giving back like this for so long. What was it like meeting him and just hearing a little bit of his and his dad's story?
Yeah, it was great. A really fun experience meeting Mr. Narron and everything, and just hearing all the stories that he had to tell, and holding the championship rings, the World Series rings, man, those are awesome. That's everyone's dream, is to play professional baseball and win the World Series, and to actually hold those rings, man, it was great. It was a great experience. That's great,
and there was a lot of support there for you that day from leadership at South Johnston, leadership at the district. There was a good contingent and family was there. What was it like to see all those groups together supporting you?
Just feeling all the support from everyone in the room, like you said, from the leadership from the county, from our school, and especially my family. It was great just seeing all the love and support from everybody.
Okay, well, we'll throw you a softball here. Let's talk about your family. So, tell me a little bit about what makes up the Smith family household, and anything about them.
It's me. I got an older sister and my two parents. My mom's an educator, so I'm familiar with the whole education system and everything. Education is very important to my family, but sports is a big thing in my household, and it's just, my family's very loving, very supportive in everything that me and my sister both do. Whether I'm traveling out of state playing baseball or just playing here locally, they're always supporting me in everything that I do.
That's great. And around this time of the award, it was kind of like perfect timing for us, but it may have been news to you, but we've heard recently that you picked ECU to continue. They want you there to go be a Pirate. So how does that feel? How'd that come about?
And it's awesome. Previously I was committed to North Carolina State, but God opened another door, and that was East Carolina, and I'm super excited about that. Talking with the coaching staff and just going and visiting the campus and everything, it was a great experience, a great place. I absolutely love it there. So I'm super excited about the next 4 years of my life.
What makes Johnston County special?
Just the support. Whether it's here playing baseball on a Friday night under the lights, people come to watch us play. It's Johnston County. The Easter tournament, it's a big thing. Just the support and love, and just the whole family feel of Johnston County. I feel I can go somewhere and I'm like, hey, I know who that is, they know who I am. So it's just the family, the support, the love, you can feel it here in Johnston County.
That's awesome. So amongst all your travels, are you like a Chipotle guy, or are you a Waffle House guy? What's the usual spot where you grab some food after a game?
So we have a tradition here at South. After every home win, even away games, we started doing that. The whole team, we go to Waffle House. The workers, we're so close with them. They enjoy it whenever we come, and we love having their presence and everything. And ever since my freshman year, we didn't start at my freshman year. They just told me, hey, we're going to Waffle House. So I know we've kind of just kept doing that my whole high school career. So it's great. So my approach when I step in the box is, it all starts in the dugout. You got to see, what the pitcher's doing to the guy in front of you. You watch him warm up, you get on deck. I like to get on deck and, just think about what I'm doing. I come up to the plate, deep breath, forget it all. I clear my head, and the only thing that I'm thinking is hit it where it's pitched. Well, I remember my dad, always telling me, if it's pitched on the outside corner, hit opposite field. If it's pitched on the inside corner, pull the ball. So I try to keep it as simple as possible, hit it where it's pitched. If the count, get the 2 strikes, widen up, get short with it, and just put the ball in play and make something happen.
So talk to me about, you throw right, bat left. As a left-handed hitter, you know, what are some things that you take into consideration when you're coming to the plate as a left-handed batter?
I don't really know how the whole thing started with me throwing right-handed and hitting left-handed. Kind of just always done that. But you see this field out here at South, it's very left-handed, hitters friendly. So you know, you can use that to your advantage every now and then. But I would say it's the same thing as a right-hander. You know, the approach is the same. It doesn't really change at all. You know, keeping it simple, hitting it backside, hitting it, you know, just wherever it's pitched. But you know, I'm biased. Left-handers have the sweetest swing.
What's your favorite things to how to attack a batter, your favorite pitches, or things that you feel you're successful at a pitcher?
Yeah, I love throwing the fastball. I like blowing it by guys. You know, really, it's just, it doesn't matter. You know, I feel like I can throw any pitch for a strike. I have confidence. You know, like I was just saying, everything's mental. Whether that's hitting, whether that's pitching, whether that's fielding, it's all mental.
Overall, what is it like when you face adversity? What does Kellen Smith think of in those moments? Because we have so many students and so many student athletes that at some point during their 4 years, right, or their 7 years, including middle school, are going to face adversity. So what are some keys to getting through those times?
Yeah, well, the main thing with me is just relying on my faith. You know, I remember whenever my junior year, I suffered a torn UCL, and I kept asking why and why and why it was me. But ultimately, I found out that, you know, just trusting God, trusting the plan. You know, His plan is way greater than we can ever plan for ourselves. I remember this year during my dislocated elbow, I was laying on the field and my coach just kept telling me, you know, it's already worked out, it's already written out. And just remembering that the bigger picture that the Lord has for us is way greater than anything we can ever imagine. So when you're facing that adversity, if you stay bolted in your faith, you're gonna come out just fine.
Great, that's awesome. At a lot of success out here, but also speak to me about that building behind you, that school building, South Johnston High School, showing up here right off 301 every day, seeing people, your friends, your family, your mom teaches in the building, you know, Principal Massengale, Coach Parnell, and your friends. Talk to me about that school building.
The whole Johnston County thing, it all starts here at South Johnston, and I love it. This is my home. Just the experiences that I've had here, you know, I met some of the best people in my life. My best friends go here. You know, I've grown up going to school with my best friends, and we all came here. And you know, like you said, my mom teaches here. You know, it's great seeing her every morning. You know, I wouldn't trade that for the world. But you know, all the teachers here, like I said, they've impacted my lives. I have great relationships with all of them. You know, I can trust them all. Everyone's great. Everyone's loving and very supportive. And I wouldn't trade these last 4 years for anything in the world.
You know, you have epitomized what a student athlete is, from your grades, your schoolwork, your character, things like that. What are some important things about being a student athlete, and how has athletics also helped you in the classroom or vice versa?
Yeah, well, you know, academics is just as important as, you know, coming out here to the athletics part. You know, if you're not succeeding up there, you're not going to come out here and do well. So, like I said, you know, my mom's an educator. Education has always been very, very important to me, and I've always been held to a higher standard with that. So I truly try to focus on that before I can come out here and focus on this, because, you know, if we're up there succeeding, like I said, coming out here, this is supposed to be the fun part. You know, academics can be fun too, but you get done with that, you're succeeding up there, this is where you come out here, you let it all out and you have fun. So you just got to focus on those academics first, and you come out here and, you know, enjoy this game right here. Anything
you want to say to the ECU contingent as you're looking to strap up and head that way?
Man, you're just going to get a guy that's going to go out there and play as hard as he can. Like you said, the jungle, man, I cannot wait to get out there and just play in front of that to East Carolina and experience that. But you're just going to get a guy that's going to go out there and play as hard as he can, you know, be successful in the classroom and be successful out there on the field.